Haven't really done anything yet. So if you click on this video, it means I have uploaded this, and that means I'm gonna show you my progress on understanding coding. And I have recently, not so long ago, gone into object-oriented programming, which is it's a basically there's a bunch of ways of programming, like core flow, basically. And for example, object-oriented programming is a way of creating an object, like let's say player, from a class, which would be from a player, not from the player, but it's gonna be player class. And then after you make a player class, you can call stuff. You have attributes and methods and stuff. So I'm not really good at explaining stuff, so I'm just gonna show you. And yeah, I'm gonna start. So I had a clear idea of what to do when I go to studio today, and I'm gonna do I wanna make like a shelf. Okay, what to make like a shelf? Let's make it like that. Okay, that looks horrible. Is there like a shelf model somewhere? Maybe I could just, it's not really cheating. Stock. I don't know. So maybe shelf. There we go. That's very nice. Okay. So we're gonna have this, which is gonna be our. Is this anchored? Yes. Okay. Which is gonna be our shelf. Now what we're gonna do is on the shelf we're gonna add attachments. I don't like how it's. You know what? It doesn't matter. Um, attachments. Yeah, attachments. Because okay, so what the idea is, we're gonna have uh, a shelf just like this one. This is the shelf. We're gonna assign some positions, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna script this so we can stock it, we can clear it, we can stock it, we can take something and put it back. We can take like something from here, use it and place it back, and we're gonna make stuff like that. So what my idea was okay. So we're gonna have a stock, then we're gonna have a stock class, then we're gonna have a shelf class. So this is the whole stock, and we're gonna have a shelf class, which will be for the like the places you're gonna be putting stuff. Then we're gonna have an object like for example, say we have a variable here. We're gonna have something for this too. So we're gonna be making three classes and kind of connecting them. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I've never really done anything like this, so we're gonna let us we do. First of all, we need to make attachments. We don't really care what they're called because we don't really care what they're called. Um, this is how we do this. Yes, it is. Okay. Can I? Okay, so the sun position should be like I think here's fine and maybe there. Is this the center? I think this is center. Yes, it is. Okay. Then we're gonna have another one, which is going to be Where did I place this one? This one is like that far apart. Oh no, this one's, oh my. Okay, that's fine. And then simply just boom. Yep. Again. Oh, my mouse is dripping. Then there. Okay. Make sure that this is correct. Okay. So this will be the attachments. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make another script, a model script. This is going to be starting with the stock class, which is going to be the whole thing. And how you make a class is actually kind of complicated in Roblox Lua because I don't know why you do this way, but what you're gonna have to do is say, well, first of all, you have to make a function called like stock new. Very important you put the column here because if you don't put the column, uh, you won't be able to have self in here. So yeah, or you will be able to have self. I don't know what it will equal to because you say local self, so you assign it to something, but it's because you assign value to the self, not because you assign the self. But basically, why you put column before your function with classes is because this will. So the first parameter of this, even if you don't put it, is whatever is calling this function. So let's say we have local variable. My bad. Stop doing new. And then we do like self. This self would equal to this. So anything we do here, like for example, it means that we assign a value to this, which is this, and we will be able to call it from this variable. So that's pretty cool. You're gonna see in practice. So we do uh, set meta table. Meta table is a table, and you assign data to it, and this is the way of how it's going to be finding this model or this exact class, and it's going to be finding it by doing index equals stock. Okay, I've written this. Oh, never mind. I think I need. Yeah, I think I need to do this. Okay, I'm fine. But what this does is the key for this class. So when you try to run something from self, from not self, yeah, technically from self, you try running something from self, which is stock, it will be checking this, which the key is to this, and it will be finding, it will basically do that, search this, which search this, which this is pointing to this, which this is pointing to this, and then it's gonna search for whatever function or attribute you try and get, which for this instance would be stock.new. But yeah, you don't really search for this because you have to make the object first. After you make it, then you do, because you're gonna be requiring from, you know, you're gonna see, you're gonna see, you're gonna see. Now, for example, what type of attributes do we need stock to have, and what type of methods for this whole thing? we're gonna definitely be needing is full, so we're gonna make a value self dot is full equals false for now, because obviously we're just making this. We won't be really have anything on it, and I think that's the only thing we really would want. Maybe self dot can stock, but don't really want to do that. So we're gonna have function stock. Very important you put the columns, because else you will not be able to have self stock. Let's say stock. Okay, yeah, that's gonna error. Stock. Maybe. Oh, is this gonna error? I think it is, because calling. Maybe not. I mean, if it errors, then it's gonna change it afterwards. But I guess it's stock. And what this will be doing is it's going to be stocking stuff on this thing. And how is it going to be doing that? Okay, so we're gonna be needing, first of all, we need the objects to stock in the first place. So we need to make classes for everything else. Okay, let me first of all name this stock. And now let's make a new model script. We're gonna call this shelf. If you didn't know, if you click something and then press Alt and then click again, you can double write, double edit. It's very cool and helpful. Okay, so here, what we're gonna have a shelf is, obviously I'm gonna have shelf function shelf new. We are making new meta table, aka class. So meta table. My fault. I forgot to put the brackets. I don't know what they're called. There are no brackets. What is it? What is this called? I don't know. Index equals shelf, which points to this model. And what values do we need? What attributes do we need for shelf? So shelves are going to be the positions. First of all, we need the position. So by the way, they're going to be the so for each of the positions, we're going to be needing an attachment. So basically, what we're going to have to do is for each attachment, for its own position, we're going to need to pass down position here. So position, and that's it. We can do self dot position equals position. Now we save to the object the position of the attachment, which is going to be the world position. Yeah, there it is, world position, and it's basically where the stock will be. I don't know a lot of English, so my fault if I don't know, shelf stock e double, I don't know, item. Item is a good thing, I guess. So self the position equals position, and then I'm gonna need some values, like for example self dot occupied is going to be false. We're just starting a game, so it's going to be false. And yep, that's it. Again, I'm gonna have the construct method here, but I don't really, I mean attribute, but I don't really want to do that. So let's just start with adding some methods. What methods do we need for shelves? First of all, we're going to be needing a stock method that places something here, which is gonna be an item, which we're gonna have to make another class for that. And and then clear. So we're gonna have stock. Yeah, and then this is kind of repetitioning, but so I'm gonna tell you the reason that I have this like that and this like that. Stock here means the whole thing is gonna get stuck. Stocked here means that this or this or this or this or this is gonna get stuck. So this is the whole thing. This is just one position. Also, there's a function stock clear, which clears everything with the same logic. Now, function shelf, we're gonna have stock again. Stock, did I mistype that? No, stock. Now we're also going to be having another function, which is going to be, again, clear. And now, that's all I want for now. So now we're gonna just have to make another model script, which is going to be for our item. Let's call this item. Again, alt, it is very helpful for editing. Okay, again, I don't really know what I'm doing. So if I have error here in a second, it's gonna be awkward. But we'll leave them there, right? Right. Okay. Am I in the correct format? Yes. Okay. Local self equals some table. But I'm wondering, can we? So this is the table that is going to be given to the meta table. So can we just put the values here to begin with? Because this is self. So I guess yeah, this is the table for self. So it's the self's values. We can technically put them here, but I guess it looks better putting them down because then it's gonna be like that's doesn't look good. So for clear code, I guess just place them down so you can know what you're doing. This time I didn't forget the bracket thing is index equals item. And now, what attributes do we need for item? So first of all, we're gonna have to get an item. I'm thinking of like a water bowl, for example, water bottle. We don't really want scripts. We just need the. Okay, this is nice. Please don't be like. Oh, yeah, this is perfect size too. Nice. Okay, we have water bowl. Make sure to anchor this. It's anchor, never mind. We're also gonna have a like chips, I guess. Chips would be nice. This is good. That'll be huge. I need them to be kind of scaled correctly. So, okay. Oh, it's a mesh. Fuck. How is this gonna work? Can we scale this down? All right. I'm gonna try to do this correctly without ruining this. I think that's fine. And use slide tutorial. Yeah, I think that's fine. And we have a water bulb, we have chips. Well, so let's just add one more thing to make this more. To have a bigger variety. Um, I don't know, like let's just add like a Mountain Dew if that exists. There it is. I don't know how copyright works with Roblox, but I don't think it exists exactly. We do have a Mountain Dew. It's not exactly It's not exactly bright. It's kind of dark, but this is bright, but it's kind of not decoration. This is good, I think. Mountain Dew. Yep, that looks good. Let's scale this. Is this a part? Yes, this is a part. So we can scale it like this, not like that. I mean, like, never mind, it's a mesh. Okay. Fuck. Has to be slightly smaller than horrible. Probably like, maybe it'd be thicker because like like a string, so like that. No, it's too thick now. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. So this are gonna be the items. Okay. So when we make this the new item, this is gonna be the new item. But when we make this the new item, this is gonna be the new item. Same for this, same for this, same for this. Now for each of these things, what is common? Common is going to be the size that we need for this. So item is gonna have self dot not position. Do we actually need any attributes for this? I don't think we do. I don't think we need any attributes for this. What we do need though is a method, and the method I'm gonna add is function. Oh, okay, I have an idea. So item consume. Okay, I'm gonna be consuming them, and here we're gonna have self dot is drink not eatable, something like this. But in short, uh, drink not eat, just drinkable, I guess. Drinkable. Drink self dot eat equals false for now. And I'm gonna add here. I have an idea. So drinkable, drinkable, drink, drinkable, and we're gonna have drinkable, and then here we're gonna have not drinkable. Drinkable. There we go. I mean, I guess we can just do this. And if this is false, it just means it's the other way around because it's an item. Okay. Also here, I forgot to add this. We need the physical item itself, which is going to be item. Yeah, let's just place it not with caps lock. I forgot about that. Equals item. There we go. So now we have the physical object, and we have the boolean whether or not you can drink it or eat it. This is going to be important because in this function consume, we're going to be checking if item, oh no, items, my bad, if a self dot drinkable, then we're going to add a function item drink, else we're going to add the function item eat. We could have also added like a non-eatable slash drinkable thing that for both variables it will just not be a thing and just not do anything. Consume would not do anything. But I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. And here we can do self drink and self eat. So if it's drinkable, it's going to drink. If it's eatable, it's going to eat. I'm not gonna go and bother with animations or anything, so I'm just gonna say um, drinking. Can we do like an F string? Is that a thing in Roblox or no? Okay. Drinking. Self dot item dot name, and here we can do the same thing but for eating. So basically it's either gonna say drinking water bowl or drinking Mountain Dew, Mountain Dew, or eating potato chips. Okay, we're done with the item module, so let's move it back to the shelf. So now what we're gonna do, we need to assign the positions to the attachments and the positions to. You need to assign classes for the amount of attachments we have. And for each attachment, we're gonna have an object shelf at that position. So let's add a script in here. But the thing, okay, so we're gonna add the main script for now, from now, and this is gonna be the main script. Here, we're gonna do local stock. Let's call it service equals require game dot service group service wait for child. Okay, bro. Stop. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing for the other stuff too. So here we're gonna have shelf service shelf item and item. Perfect. So now we have each of the services and we're ready to use them. I mean, you're not ready to use shelf and stock because we haven't made them, but we're gonna make them. So for main, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, so again, we're gonna need to assign an object of shelf to every of the classes for the garage shelf. So let's do that. We're gonna do, first of all, let's assign the stock. Local stock equals stock service dot new. Oh my, oh no, not dot, but my fucking new. And also let's add a thing here, so not just that. Let's also add another value, which is gonna be self dot stock itself. So let's add it like that equals stock. This is gonna be the physical stock, like the physical thing, which will be, which is the way we're gonna be also able to access the attachments. So after we call stock, and also okay, so we're gonna so this for this to be stock, we need to place the stock here. So let's just do local stock equals game to workspace, wait for child, garage shelf. Okay, buddy. Let's add stock here. So now we have stock, and now from this object we got cool stuff like stock. It doesn't show it, but so from this now I can call. Okay, it has to load first to do that, so I'm gonna show you from here. From this you can do stock and clear, which is exactly what we need. This is gonna be the highest hierarchy, so whenever we're gonna be calling stock, everything is gonna be stocking. Whenever we're gonna be calling clear, everything's gonna be clearing. So this is gonna be very powerful and have highest priority in this. How they have priority? Okay, this is why we need can take, because when you run this, you instantly turn everything to cannot take, so you can run this. But let's just first of all get this code running. So okay, now we're going to access all the attachments and create a shelf. So okay, so for IV in in stock, okay, don't do the caps lock version. Stock get children to if V is uh, a third attachment, then shelf. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not yes, look at shelf. So let's first of all add this. Look at shelf shelves. Look at shelf equals shelf service new v dot. The position is, yeah, it cannot be world C frame world C world position. There is. Okay. Oh, and a very important thing I have forgotten here. You need to return the self. Oh, that's why it's not working. Like yeah, I forgot a very crucial thing I had to do, but it's fine. Okay, this actually returns the thing here. I assume now stock should work. Like, yes, okay. It was just my mistake, but as you can see now, I can call them from here. I thought you had to load to show that, but it was just my mistake. I'm gonna do table dot insert shelves shelf. And now for whenever we call stock, like stock.clear, for example, we loop through the shells and we just run clear. Or if we want to stock them all, we just do the same but stock them. Okay, now, okay, for the items, I think I'm just gonna manually do them because I can make like a thing on the replicate storage. I can make like a folder, call it items. There we go. And now we're gonna do for, okay, first of all, let's access the thing. Local items equals, I'm gonna call them with capital first, so we can do this better. Local items equals game.replicated storage, wait for child items, get children. And then we're gonna do here, look, let's just actually do up. I think it's better to do it here. Local items equals like that. There we go. For IV in items. There's no fucking way I just did this, bro. Oh, never mind, it's correct. I can just go get children here though, so it just looks. I prefer having less of stuff here, anyways. Do. And since everything's gonna be an item already, we're gonna do local item equals item service new item v. So I was assuming that I was gonna be doing it assigning stuff manually, but if I do it automatically, then I'm gonna have to do, for example, okay, this is a very horrible way of doing this, so don't follow anything I'm doing here. What is it fucking called? Potato chips. There we go. Give me that name. B equals just false. There we go. Let me just put B here. And now that creates an item, and as you can see here, we can call from the item in eat, drink. Okay, so eat and drink. Okay, this is the thing that I haven't explained yet. As you can see here, I have drink and eat, but I'm gonna be using consume. The reason we have drink and eat, these are considered aka private methods. We don't really want them to be used outside of the class. The object only needs to be using consume and this. Also, let's make another function here. Function item trash. And let's just do self destroy. Just do that. I'm about self the item destroy. But how do we let me search something. How do we delete the class? I haven't actually gone there yet, but how do we delete the class? Okay, it's just as I expected. All you have to do is just say nil, basically. But from the color. Okay. So now we also have the items. Okay. So far what we have achieved is we have. All right, brother. We have shelves and items. So basically everything inside the shelves is a shelf, and everything inside the items is an item. So if we for example do for I v in shelves, do, we can just call this shelf. It's the same thing. In the shelf, we have all the properties of the class. In this case, for example, stock. Oh yes, stock will also need a position. Oh, never mind, this wrongly written thing. So it's correct. Okay, so we need a position here, but we don't need to put. We don't need to pass this here because we have it here. So we're gonna do. We're gonna need an item though. Item. Item dot position equals self dot position. Is it caps lock? No. Position, and we're gonna do self dot occupied equals true, like that. And for clear, oh yeah, and also after we do this, self dot item equals item. And what we call clear, self dot item destroy, self dot occupied occupied equals false. And here we will need to do item, which would be from this. So we would need to access this table first. So we can do, okay, so let's just do something like this. Items. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. So this is going to be getting a random item from the items table and assigning it to the item that is going to be the shelves item. And oh yeah, I forgot to assign it to the position. So self dot item dot position. What am I doing? Why am I writing this here? I'm fucking stupid. Okay, so what the fuck? Wait. This looks wrong, not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna self dot item dot position equals self dot position. On prior to this, we will need to be checking if stock can happen and if clear can happen. How we're gonna be doing it is we're gonna have a check here, which is gonna be internal function, internal method. I mean, I'm gonna have a function shelf can stock return self, not self, probably b local b equals true. They're gonna have if self dot occupied and self dot item isn't equal isn't equal nil, then so we have to assign this to nil, obviously. Item equals nil. And also here we need to assign the nil too. So self dot item equals nil. Even if the story probably already returns nil. If anyways. if self.occupied and self and if not self.occupied and self is nil, then b equals true, which means we can stock. And what we have to do is, if not, can stock, sorry, my fault. Self can stock, then return, and basically it checks if it can stock. If it can't, it can't. Now let's set another function. Function shelf can clear. It's gonna be basically the same thing but opposite. So lookup b equals false again. If it's occupied and self oh my bad, this should be like that, equals nil. You know what, if you want to have simple code, just do this, just do the same arguments but place null in front of them, so like this basically. Something is wrong here. I think because it has like a equation or whatever, it has to be like that. Yeah, we're just upset because of that. So if this is not true, and if this is not true, yeah, it needs to be nil. And here it doesn't need to be nil, and it needs to be occupied. So that's what we make it true. So now we're gonna go here. If not, self can clear, then return and this should work, theoretically speaking. Do not say anything wrong with this. Okay. And okay, so let's do like the primal thing here. So for the stock, we will need all the shelves, obviously. So we will need to pass down shelves, which is going to be a array. Can I put it like that? How do we do this? Okay. We need items, which is also a table. And now we do. For I, V in shelves. Do. And basically we need to run this code. Alright, can you fucking collapse, please? Thank you. I'm gonna be running this code. Shelf stock items math random items. Something like that. And clear, what we will be doing is also self. What am I fucking doing, bro? I'm fucking stupid, bro. Can stock. Okay, I just did that. Just copy and paste, bro. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Just copy and paste this shit into this shit. Let's just delete the half of this. If not self dot is full, then d equals true. If not full, b equals that. And for self dot is empty equals true. Function stock can clear. We will need to do this here. If not self dot is empty, then we can clear this shit. I forgot to place the check. If self dot can stock, yep, then turn ends. Just go and paste this shit. I don't care anymore. Can clear. We can copy this code and we honestly just need the shells for this. Also, by the way, I could just add the shelves table here and just be done with it. I could do that. I could do like here and just do stock shelves items, and on stock I would have stock shelves items. I'm gonna do this so I know that it's a table. I think that's how you do this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being over creative. I don't know. So self dot shelves equals shelves and self dot items equals items. So this allows us basically to never do this shit again because it's making me mad. It's not really good. And prior to this is where this is gonna be coming handy a lot. Since everything needs to be assigned to dot self, we need to self dot. There we go. That's why that's very good. This should theoretically speaking work, right? It looks complicated, but I think it works. Stock represents stock and oh, what the fuck am I doing? Clear. Is the username clear? Yes. I just realized something. I really need this. I mean, I guess I kind of do need them. Like, in case it's full, we're not gonna be checking that many. We don't have to be checking that many times. But in case it's like 90% full, we're gonna clear it. We just need it to not be empty. So yeah, that's good. We also need another function. Function give player item. So we're gonna have this through a trigger. So we're gonna have a proximity prompt on each attachment, and or actually like a click prompt. Okay, let's actually just run this and see what it does. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have an error. Let's see what this is. Invalid argument to random interval is empty. Okay, let me see. So it's saying that this is empty. Shelves. Okay, at this point though, shelves. Oh, I see. So we need to connect this to this. How we're gonna do that is no, we don't. Hold on, I'm actually confused here. Oh yeah, oh no, it's correct. Just the stock function. Oh yeah. Okay, so um, slight mistake here. We don't we don't have items. Or hold on, let me actually just print. Let me just print item sorted items because I'm confused here. Let's see what this prints. Empty table as expected. I'm just gonna try. Okay, maybe it's this stupid shit. Maybe I just maybe I just need just no, it's still empty. Why is it empty? Shelf is in shelves, and shelves is equal to shelves, and shelves is equal to shelves, and shelves is equal to shelves. So foreign shelves, okay, shelf stock. So why is the items empty? Let's try to print it from here. Let's see if there's like a passing error. Let's try printing print items here to see what it gives us. Oh, fucking stupid. I never added them to the table. Oh, I'm fucking stupid, bro. I'm fucking dumb, man. Fucking dumb. I didn't do the names correctly. Pretty sure this should work now. I don't see any other errors possible, so. Oh, okay, brother. You should always look out for mistakes you might be making like that because they're disappointing to be fine. Okay, actually, I don't think there's gonna be any more errors. All right, what else? Okay, this time he has made it up to this point. Okay, Jing Chu, Jing Falls, Jing Chu. Okay, that's good. Now, what is this error? It's on line 38 and line 30. So it's saying that it doesn't have that. So let's kind of investigate here. It definitely does have the function, as we already saw. So that's not the okay. So let's investigate. So up to this point, it's working. Then stock here. It's printing this without flaw. So up to this point, it's working. And shelf, it's saying it doesn't have a stock function, which it does. So let's actually print. Oh my. Okay, so like, what what is the issue, man? What is it? They just print shelf. Let's see what it says. Alright, so it's printing it correctly. Missing method. Attempt to call missing method stock of table. Okay, we're gonna need some help here, so hold on. I think I suspect the issue here. I think the issue is that maybe it doesn't pass classes throughout script, but let's actually test that out. Actually, let me copy this over to. Hold on. Um, Hold on a second. How do we pause this? I shit you not. I searched for the error, and I've been searching for the error, and I just found it. It was this little fucker right there. I did a typo. That is insane, bro. That is fucking insane, bro. Okay, so. Okay, good. 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 Jolly, 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 jolly. Like, I cannot believe that the fucking fucking error? Was this? I put one of them and I was stuck here for like 10 minutes trying to find what I did wrong just to find out that I did nothing wrong. I made a fucking typo. Anyway. So, also, we need to do item equal clone equals item clone clone so parent equals whatever parents. I mean, I guess work. I don't know. Okay, workspace and clone. So this should work. Alright, what we did wrong. Alright, so what? Um, items. Okay, I see. So wait, so item to item. Okay, buddy. So this has nothing wrong. Did I make a typo again? I know for a fact that this is correct because fucking item. Okay, I'm gonna lose my shit in a second because I have done nothing wrong here. This is perfectly fine. I'm gonna lose my shit, man. So, okay, we have this little bullshit right there. Okay, so we go here. We're gonna see the item. Okay, what's the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck is item even? What what is even item? Let me see here. I don't even know what item returns. So let me check here. Drink equals true. What the fuck? Okay. So item equals a value. What does this even do here? So hold on. Shelf stock. I'm gonna have to give the actual object item. So let me do something here. So shelf. Um, let's remove like this here. Okay, buddy. Let me just keep that here because it's not error. So in the main, where we're making items, here you have item, which we give it to item. So here we make items. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Fuck. Also, what am I? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. So item is going to be equal to the object. Correct. So in shelf, when we pass down the item, which should be self item, yes. First of all, let's see what it prints now. Okay, okay. Item equals variable, which is okay. That's correct. Potato chips. All right, that's correct. So here we know that the item is completely correct. So, and also this is nil because it doesn't exist. So let's try this. Oh, Badibu, Badibu. What the fuck are you? What? What do we pass down here? Okay, self items. No, we don't. What? Oh, what the fuck? What is even the items table, bro? I'm fucking confused, bro. So it should be then it should be it should be self dot items. Should be self dot items math or random. Self dot items dot item. And then let me do something like that. So I can print R and I mean I guess I was printing okay, you know, fuck it. Let's see how this does. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, on temp. What is wrong? Wait, what is this? What is this? What is this? What? Attempt to fix number with like I'm gonna like oh I'm not too fucking stupid. What did I what am I doing, bro? There we go. There we look at the fucking boys, bro. Look at them. Look at the fucking stuff. The fucking chips. The fucking This took me way longer than I expected. It gets kind of complicated after a little bit, but okay, I did manage to achieve this. Now, since we know what this does, we know that that is correct. We know that this is correct. Let's also check what it's doing in the workspace. Okay. Now we're gonna add some stuff like stock weight 3 stock. Okay, don't do that. Clear wait 3 seconds. Also, that is that's probably not good. I just realized that this is bad because shelf needs to have that randomizing ability. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so maybe we give the items table, we pass the items table through. Let me just do items. So self to item, my items. And then we do it on the shelf. We make a function shelf randomize item. I'm gonna do local item. Okay, that's fine. Local item equals self randomize item items. Although we probably actually we didn't pass this. Fuck. It doesn't look good, but this is not loop anymore because I passed this down. But this is a function I can, despite being on that. So, I'm gonna do this. I guess I'm just gonna make it loop. Okay. Return item. There we go. This should still work completely. Oh my. What double stupid? What double fucking stupid am I, bro? What the? Man, like, I don't even know anymore, bro. I don't even know anymore, bro. Okay. Let's make sure this isn't like a run. Like it's actually random every single time. It is okay. So this happens here now. Also, we'll do we're gonna do items plus. Actually, they just have them randomized every single time. So, now what we can do, which is pretty cool, we can do for I equals 1, 2, shows so random shows Yeah, okay, shelves. We need to pass we need to pass down the items. Where is it? Yeah, we need to pass the items, which will be this. And then after we do uh, shell, we're gonna do the same thing basically, but I'm just testing the code to see how this works because I'm interested in it. Clear. Let's see how this works. Oh, okay. From what I understand, clear is not working. Well, probably because I never really got into deal with this. I think. Okay, so first of all, um, so if the item is not. Mm, I am very fucking confused because this should be working. So maybe it's like the if not okay, so let me just it's not printing clearing. Okay, so so I think the kind of clear method. No, okay, okay. Is empty equals true. Does it ever change? No. Is empty. So is empty equals false. So dot is empty equals true. So dot is full equals false. So dot is full equals true. How about now? It works even though the output is not really printing anything. I don't know. Probably because I removed the print, right? Yes, print clearing, for example, screen, adding. That's nice. It works as intended. I don't know how. I am very confused about how this works even, but so now that this works, yeah, this was basically all I wanted to show. How to make this happen. I made this happen after some time. It kind of took longer than expected, but I am a beginner, so I haven't made this. I'm gonna make it another time. I don't think I have the capacity of. I mean, I can't do like a add like a proximity prompt on or like a creep prompt on each shelf and add like a can get variable, and when it gets it, clears the stock and gives the item to the player as a tool, and then he can just use it by clicking. So we will need some client code in this too. And have like remotes running this. So OP is very hard. I did not expect this, but yeah. Thank you for watching. I don't know nobody was at this point. It's kind of insane to do, but thank you for watching, and see you later.